With a new coach, a great stadium and home environment, loyal fans, and lots of new talent coming to campus, it's a great time to be a fan of the Virginia Tech Hokies. But what specifically is going on right now that fans should be so excited about? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to ACC Uprising. My name is Grant Mitchell, and we got a good one cooking up today. We're here to talk about the exciting times for the Virginia Tech Hokies, what is going on right now that is specifically worth talking about, and what is the outlook for this program as they head into year one of the James Franklin era. Here at ACC Uprising, we are committed to covering every single team across the entire conference. Just so happens that in this video, we are talking about Virginia Tech, but if you are a fan of any team in the ACC, this is a place for you. So without further ado, guys, before we jump into this video, make sure that you do hit the like button. That's the #1 way that you can support the channel and the content here. Subscribe if you are new around here because, like I said, we cover every single team in the ACC, and your team just might be next. Also, throw your thoughts down in the comment section below. And without further ado, let's jump into this. So, exciting times at Virginia Tech. A lot of the incoming players, the early enrollees, and the transfers, they've been doing this thing where they've gone to their classes and they've posted pictures online of them sitting in the front row, showing up 10 minutes early and tagging James Franklin in the pictures. These are the type of vibes, like the good feelings that have been absent from Virginia Tech in recent years. And maybe that's a little unfair because Brent Pry, for as much as he and his team's underwhelmed on the field, the feelings that Brent Pry gave to people, they were always, it's always like, man, he's just saying the right thing. He knows the tradition, the history, the pageantry. He has this connection, and it just, the product on the field wasn't always great. But with Franklin, with his track record, you have reason to believe it will be great, or very good at the very least. With Pry, it was a relative unknown. Making the leap to become a head coach. Franklin's been there, done that. You have a feeling that he's going to be a good coach. I mean, Josh Pate himself called this a grand slam hire for Virginia Tech. And that's a perfect segue to our next topic, which is Virginia Tech has landed in numerous, way too early, top 25 rankings, early predictions and forecasts of what the college football landscape might look like when the teams take the field next fall. So I went through and I looked at just some of the top outlets, the top entities out there, and the majority of them had Virginia Tech starting the year inside the top 25. So without further ado, let me go ahead and read those to you. So CBS Sports has them at number 24, right between SMU and South Carolina. Yahoo Sports has them at number 20 between Louisville and Houston. Sports Illustrated has them at number 21 between Florida and Penn State. It's funny that the Penn State connection is right there. On3 has them at number 23 between Houston and Florida, and then ESPN did not have them inside of the top 25. The worldwide leader would have been great for Hokies fans if they swept the board, and if you're looking at one place, the number one place most people go to for any sports content is ESPN. ESPN did leave them off, so Hokies fans, is that a sign? Do you think that you trust them the most, or are you looking at this holistically? Everybody's got us up there. That's the general belief of where we should be. Let me know down in the comment section below. So another thing that I wanted to get to in this video before we get out of here is I wanted to review an article posted on Sports Illustrated that graded the Hokies portal editions. Now this comes courtesy of author Thomas Hughes, again of Sports Illustrated, and he ranked all of the offensive positions, gave him a letter grade, and then wrote a little comment on why he gave the grade that he did. Now, I'm not going to read the entire article to you because this man, Thomas Hughes, put time and effort into creating this article. So if you want to read it, go ahead, go to Sports Illustrated. You'll be able to check it out there. But I am going to read you some snippets and some excerpts from what he wrote. So we'll start with the quarterbacks, of course, headlined by Ethan Grunkemeyer. Here's what he said. Virginia Tech did as needed with this group, though it is a tad short on experience. 4 of its 5 quarterbacks have not logged a collegiate snap entering this season, which is true, but also they have high potential players with Grunkemeyer and Bryce Baker, so we will see what that unit looks like. Grunkemeyer is one of the most coveted quarterbacks in the portal as far as the younger guys, the guy who comes in with years of potential, or years of eligibility and lots of potential, to develop, and so we'll see what he becomes. Running backs, A-. Virginia Tech's running back core wasn't the biggest position in need, but with Terrion Stewart having exhausted his eligibility, the Hokies needed a third back, one with experience, to pair alongside Marcellus Hawkins and Jeff Overton Jr. and may have gotten exactly that in Louisiana transfer Bill Davis. Running the ball should be a strength for Virginia Tech. I know Franklin said that he wanted to open things up, go a little more spread offense, sling the ball around, but you look at the way that they've built this roster. Virginia Tech also, there was one thing they did well last year, was run the football. Those two backs, Hawkins and Overton, are good players, and you add Bill Davis to this mix, could be a very strong unit for them. Wide receivers, B+. I think that the question of who ends up being the third starter is one that is unanswered for now. Perhaps it won't be answered, and the Hokies will settle on a rotating cast that could shift players inside or outside. Alongside coveted additions to the linebacker core and the offensive line core, the addition of one more experienced wide receiver to Virginia Tech's lineup would have been a pleasing sight. That does seem to be the case with the Hokies. You know who the top two guys are. Keyshawn Brown, obviously coming in from Duke. He will be a big part of that. But who is the number 3 going to be? Will it be a young player? Or are the Hokies just going to get to a lot of 12 and 22 personnel where you've got, maybe I shouldn't say their names because we're about to get to them, but where you get Luke Reynolds and Henderson and Gosnell, where you get them all on the field together? Is that going to be more of the base operating structure package for Virginia Tech this year? Tight ends, A-. The tight end group that Virginia Tech will trot out in 2026 will be better by osmosis of having more bodies in the room. Last year, Virginia Tech had 2 tight ends, Gosnell and Hairston, that it could put on the field and have a reasonable level of trust in. This year, it could be 4, which is what I was just talking about. If you watch the NFL, the best offenses in the league are using a lot of 12 and 13 personnel. It's about getting big guys on the field. And a big part of doing that is that you get the defense to match you in personnel, force them to get extra defensive linemen, force them to get extra linebackers out on the field, and then you throw it out over the top of them because they have fewer players back there to guard against the pass, fewer safeties, fewer cornerbacks. So that's a big part of it. And finally, we've got the offensive line, which was given a B. When viewing Virginia Tech's prospects from the offensive line, it does feel like there's a lot of youth in this unit. Howland is the lone member of the 4-person group with less than 3 years of eligibility remaining. For the short term, it may be a slight net negative compared to if the Hokies actively searched only for experience in the offensive trenches. However, in regard to long-term opportunities, I think that it's building on the future by sacrificing small stretches of the present. So guys, we are going to go ahead and start to wrap this video up. Before I get out of here, I do want your thoughts. Where do you think the Hokies fall heading into next season? Do you think they should be ranked? Should they be in the top 25? And if so, where? Also, what do you make of these grades for the transfer portal positions? And overall, if you are a Hokies fan watching this, what's the general vibe? What's your level of excitement? Whatever you guys think of this, make sure you let me know in the comment section below. Appreciate you all rocking out here at ACC Uprising. One final time, hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, your team might be next, and I will catch you in the next one.